can't see the deck at the moment. Anyway, so we are kind of on a limited time frame today because I have they're going to turn our power off to do some kind of maintenance at some point. I think they're putting new power posts in or something. So therefore, we won't really be talking a lot today. We will just be playing rather fast, unfortunately. And I'm posting on Twitter real quick. Again, things I forgot. Apologize for just a little bit of wasted time at the beginning. But anyway, so this is Misplaced Ginger's list. I do not have his sideboard guide. Have not given him $5 because I'm a true champion, and I'm just really poor. But anyway, we're going to jump into the match. I like a lot of things about it. These Brontodons on the sideboard are a little bit odd to me. I think with all the white weenie running around, you actually want some ritual of Smoots in the deck too, not just Golden Demise, because between Benelish Marshal, Loxodon Hierarch, and stuff like that, it's easy for the creatures to get above Golden Demise. But in theory, we have a pretty good match anyway, assuming we just draw a Wild Growth Walker, as you saw when it wrecked me multiple times. So Wild Growth Walker is really the key in that match. The one thing I would say is I would really like to have this additional Seeker Squire in the deck, though tons of people are cutting down to 7, and I just don't love it. And since there's not a great number of mid-range decks anymore, I'm not sure if I want the Midnight Reapers main. They could just be Brontodons. They could be the Fourth Walker and another 2-drop. It could be just a number of things. Be taking some pictures on the other monitor. Some stuff. Oh, while we wait for the actual game to start anyway. There we go. Whoops. Alright, I'll finish that up during the sideboarding or whatever. This is a pretty clear keep. Should I just go ahead and do it now? Sorry again. I know people aren't watching this to see me do things of this nature, but like I said, I would have normally have already done this stuff or did it after the stream, but I am losing power, so we're on a mission, so to speak. On a personal level, I find this match very hard, so we'll have to see what happens. Definitely don't want that. Definitely don't want that. That's unfortunate. Um, oh. The Clarion will crush us pretty hard. Hey, Sean Corp, what's up, my friend? I just sent you those pictures. Could be looking for a Clarion, but since they're doing this now, Makes it simple for me to know I don't get settled wreckage, assuming they don't have anything. I'm just gonna go all out here, I think. They didn't have the Clarion last turn. They typically only play one Nova, sometimes two. And we have lethal if they miss. It just feels like it's worth the risk. They don't have double white, so we don't have to worry about that. They are pausing on shocking, though. Interesting. Just need to see them not tap a mana here. That would be wonderful. Another kind of bad draw. Oh, you have to put them at 1. Don't think I'm gonna get this back. Actually, YOLO. Hey, we got a land off the top of our deck. That's kind of a win. Are you going to go to it, Sean? It's a $10 cash tournament as well. And my bolus. Well, it just didn't have anything the whole game. That's wild. Yeah, so going to the sideboard, we definitely want these. I think we want these. I don't think I need more than the 2 plus the Assassin's Trophy. These attack, but getting stuff out of the graveyard might be relevant because of Chemister's Insight, but other than that, I don't really think it is. I know I don't want these Choops. Kinda don't want these Llanowar Werewolves either, I don't think. I generally hate Llanowar Werewolves in matches like this. Let's bring in this additional card that can get around the Clarion. Guess I'll bring in one more Contempt. Sometimes they have Crackling Drake, Niv Mizzet, and Teferi. Have to mulligan. I will keep this on the draw with a scribe, but it's like pretty weak. Could just not get another land and lose, but even if we get 1 green mana, it probably feels okay. That's unfortunate. Do have Brontodons and we do have Vivian, so hopefully we'll be able to crush it in time. Hey Dumbo, what's up my friend? Not saw you around in quite a while. Alright, gotta try to hit the land here. Have a lightning strike or whatever, it would kind of be disappointing, but wouldn't care too much. That's not a land. This is how we lose this game, I guess. I'm not sure we lose this game in many other ways. Ooh, that's interesting. Start with a duress. See what we're working with. Guess we're gonna take this. That way he can't use it on this. Go ahead and grab this Clarion too, because we know we're casting Jade Light next turn. Or no, we're attempting to cast Jade Light next turn. It's kind of weird. I don't know why you would Gateway now. Maybe you give me a better card. I was going to take the Clarion. So we know they have 2 islands so far. There goes one of the islands. Then they're going to play that and shock themselves? Did they hit a settled wreckage? And if they did, do I care? Two pretty interesting questions, I think. I don't want you. I just want lands on curve. Like, I don't think that I care if he settles me. I think if I get 2 lands here, it's actually good for me because of the Vivian. Like, I think that, like, he kind of telegraphed the fact that he hit settle, but I wanted the lands. Maybe I could have only shipped with 1. With only 1 last arrest in our deck, though, it feels like we had to get it out of his hand. He still has an island in his hand. I guess I'm just going to cast this. Because we know he has an island in his hand. And then we're going to commence to grinding. There was the island we knew about. And that's... We got to make this play safely because he used multiple different art basics. Like, how do you use multiple different art basics? But anyway, we thank our opponent for that. We'll put that in the graveyard. We have a finality. Yeah, at least our cards come from mana traders. And unlike him, I'll actually pay attention. What's the chances they drew another settled wreckage? Probably decent. This is a mistake. I probably should have played this pre-combat. That way I would have had 3 lethal attackers instead of just 2 if they have a removal. Because like now if they have a burn spell for this, we get kind of messed up there. Go ahead and grab these 2 back. And pray that he doesn't have a counterspell. But commence to grinding's what we're doing. You hit a counter? No, not syncopate. That's unfortunate. I'm really sad about the syncopate. Because now we can't Memorial to Folly it. Doing this so he can't seal away right now. Guess they could have another. Just be safe and attack with these two. They have multiple removal spells, that's fine. We'll still just resolve the Vivian. The Vivian tick up, maybe find Carnage. It's not a Carnage, but it is a card. Don't need you. Go ahead and play our land. We're 45 life if they ever do make a comeback. The Gateway is like, one final spin. Let us see if we can get to another sweeper. Ooh, next turn was going to be sweet for us. Well, we got an hour and 30 some minutes left. Can we do it? Can we get 5 matches in, win, lose, or draw? Another game where we have no land or elf, but I guess we have to keep. Our opponents seem to have a lot of land or elves versus us, and we kept a very slow hand here. Versus when they lead on this mountain, I immediately assume they're playing the mountain and no 1-drop. I immediately assume they're playing Drake, and this is not the type of draw that beats Drake, and we're not a favorite versus Drake in general. Right on time, land or elf. I think we keep that one. Let's keep developing our mana. Don't want you. Wonder how often I'm supposed to leave the card on top just to make this one bigger. I don't think that's something I'm supposed to do very often, but I do think I don't do it enough. This being out of shock range right now would have been very, very relevant to this game. Alright. Don't think I want you. Do think I want you? So this is a strategy you have to employ to beat their decks. You just kind of like flood the board and have a couple removal for their big things. So they know we have Choop and they know that we have Contempt. They've got to start putting things on the table. Hopefully those things do not involve maximum velocities and or dive downs. That was interesting. I guess I'm just going to start with an attack with these two. See if they have a shock or something. I'm going to grab back these two. Don't think we want you at this point in the game. Just trying to go mega wide here. I don't think they can 20 us with what they have in the graveyard. So I'm not really even playing around that. Just assuming they can't. So they get multiple Drakes back, but they know we have multiple removal. They don't know that we can cast all of them removal, though. Pretty sure if we just attack, we win. Yeah. But they know we have this. Like, they've saw it. From a Scrow, or a Explorer already. Alright, I think you're good in this match. I think you're good in this match. I think you're good in this match. I apologize for the noise if you guys hear it. I'm going to try to mute it, I guess. Again, I'm very sorry. I highly apologize still. And we're back. So they put on top. We have a pretty good draw. Hopefully that is an opt and not a shock. Please tap for blue. That's not blue. Oh, drawing lands for all of our draw steps so far is bad. I guess we can't keep that. Oh, I gotta sneeze so bad. Right on time, Wild Growth Walker. I want to play around Spell Pierce, but we can't play around Dive Down, unfortunately. But because we drew to Contempt, we have it for Niv Mizzet. I played the land first and not the overgrown tomb in case he had drawn a dive down. We know he didn't have it last turn, but if he had it this turn, I could have attempted in response. Eight lands and 15 cards is obviously too many. Alright, Jade Light Ranger one time. No, that's just another land. We're unlikely to be successful if we keep drawing like this. Yeah, we drew nothing, so that's going to work. I assume that they have a Disdainful Stroke. The way they've played this game meant they could basically only have Disdainful Stroke. They got to gain 3 extra cards there. They've not really played very many cantrips either, and they've just literally hit all their lands. That's like pretty rare that they get land drop 1 through 8 under anywhere from like 18 to 22 land deck. If we knew the game was going to play out like this, we could have had Vivians in, but like this is obviously not their game plan. It's just something that they have. Go ahead and play my land. Rip. Oh, so they are the Electromancer version. That's interesting. And they get a Phoenix back this turn. Alright, this game's just over now. We have no out. Don't want to show him that card. Alright, so we know a little bit more about their deck. I think these Midnight Reapers are especially good. Maybe we can have 2 of these. I still kind of want these Duresses, but I don't know what to take out for them. We have 25 creatures. Just going to run it back. 25 creatures is a lot of creatures. Just didn't happen to draw them last game, and oh, never mind. I about missed this. I thought we were mulliganing for a second. Wow. That would have been a wonderful punt. But hopefully they don't have the lava coil. It'd be great for us if they don't. And they don't. Nice. Land? One time? Forest? It's not a forest, but it is a land. Hey, Matt. Thank you for the follow. Maddie, highly appreciate it. I kind of want that, but it's not a land, so. Very much appreciate the follow. Kinda want to kill that this turn, but we have no answer to Crackling Drake if we do, and we're missing lands. I think I still have to, and then I just get to lose the Crackling Drake. Just think that card's too powerful not to kill. We did keep a 2-land draw, but I really hoped within a couple of draw steps in the Merfolk Branch Walker we would hit the other green. We did not. No problem, man. I love doing it. That other beacon boat's actually going to be a problem. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and eat it. I was tempted to cast Finality there and look, or just get Merfolk Branchwalker back to get an extra look for a land next turn, but it might have actually been the better play. Second beacon boat, that's rough. 5. I want the land in case they have Niv Mizzet. I'm actually going to put that in the graveyard. I want the lands that bad. We're definitely like walking on an edge right now. It's going to be pretty easy for them to kill this. Like they'll be able to get one thing in the graveyard very easily. Oh wow, they didn't. Why didn't they beacon boat this? They must have another land. They have to have another land. Yeah, okay. I was going to say it makes no sense. Like that 100% dies. Choices, choices, choices. I'm just going to do this one. Shuts us off a turn, but gives us Vivian for Niv Mizzet still, or Vivian for Crackling Drake. They have to have a removal for this. They've actually played none of their Lava Coils, so this dying's like pretty reasonable. If we hit a land, we can play this, a Wild Growth, and a Branchwalker. You could just not have it. They've drawn 24 cards, though. You would think this is going to die this turn. Huh? That's the second time that, like, our opponent's drawn a million cards and just not had it in this league. And we're only 2 matches in. I felt like we were in good shape to win even if they did kill that, though. Between the Vivian and the Finality, it was... As long as we were able to, like, not just get buried by, like, I don't know, a Vivian plus Spell Pierce or Niv Mizzet plus Spell Pierce or Dive Down type a draw, which nothing they had done indicated to me that they had a Spell Pierce um or a Dive Down at that point. So, all right, hour and 19 minutes roughly before the power goes out. I guess I should start charging my cell phone. I'm going to need this thing when the power goes. When the lights go dark, we're going to need this. Hey, Jake Helms. I recognize that name for some reason. He might be an SCG grinder. Or just a random person I follow on Twitter that I don't remember right now. I follow a lot of people on Twitter. It's 4-0 though. We are trying to dream crush the trophy. Ooh, is it White Weenie? It is White Weenie. White Weenie is a pretty good match when we draw Wildgrove Walker. Pretty horrible match when we don't. He's already mulliganed, and I don't actually need this card. We already have all of our lands. I don't want to take any damage. They have too many things that can like pump it in a turn or two for me to want it. If I didn't have a 2-drop, I probably wouldn't have blocked, but... I'm going to cast a Jadelight Ranger first to see if it's an X1. Basically to see if it can block the bodyguard or not. I want it to be able to block the bodyguard, so we're going to tick it up one time to guarantee this is a 3, and then we're going to attack. Get an Assassin's Trophy and blow out a double block here if we want. It's a little late for that one. Let's see what they do. They all out attack. They get to flip this and they get a land. So I guess it's better for us to save the Assassin's Trophy. There's a good chance that I use this Assassin's Trophy on just whatever they play. JK. JK. It's just on their entire offense, too. Well, this is weird. Not sure how we break through now. Also, don't know how we've attacked for this many turns and they're still at 15. Guess they've gained only 2 lives, so it even more confuses me. Alright, well now we're just trying to power into lands. Anything but a land goes to the graveyard. I say that, and then I keep this. I have a second Benelish. This is going to suck for us. I thought this game was over a long time ago. It's just not. It's not close to over. You're definitely not all out attacking. You're still definitely not all out attacking. Think I can attack with this? Like, I'm pretty happy to trade this for his 2 things if he wants, and I'm pretty happy just to take 3 damage from the Knight of Grace. But I need to try to just like keep beating on his life total. I'm actually taking the J Light Ranger. Doesn't change anything. I would happily trade this for any 2 and or 3 of his things. I have enough blockers that Heroic Intervention is not even that scary. I took the Jade Light Ranger because even if he has another Conclave Tribunal, we can Assassin's Trophy it, get the Vivian Reed back, kill the Wild Growth Walker, and cast Jade Light Ranger all in the same turn. I don't care if this goes to the graveyard, so I'm going to block with these. Actually going to throw an additional blocker on each of these, just in case he has Pride of Conquerors. Though I feel like he would have just attacked with them all if he did. I actually think I want that. Again, pretty happy to trade this with just anything. We still have this Assassin Trophy if anything goes horribly awry. Attacking my face and not Vivian, which is interesting to me. Yeah, I'm just going to take this. Just seems to be no reason to cast our Get Out of Jail 3 card. We were just like way too far ahead to care. Can we start attacking with everything yet? He only gets to like first strike one thing. We'll wait till next turn. We'll play one more turn around a random heroic intervention. I want to have the find up at any point just in case. Let's just start attacking the Vivian, or we just win with that too. Information. I don't really have anything in my graveyard, so. Alright, everything with 3 power is gonna go. Yep. Short. Need the first strike one thing. I should have attacked with a Choop too. He would have blocked a Choop. It's pretty fine. This guy trades with both of those. You take 6. I lose 1 creature, you lose 3. It's fine. Sorry, I lose 2 creatures. I'm dumb. Just never going to be casting that other spell. just going to keep gaining infinite life. We still have an Assassin's Trophy. There we go. Heroic could be online now. I don't think it changes anything. Oh, great, you did another 2 damage. We'll take another Wild Growth Walker. Get back this Jade Light. Play that. It's a graveyard. Ship the world. Still have multiple blockers and we have 1,000,000 life. This should just be game though. I guess I didn't have to bother to cast all that. I could have done the math beforehand, but... So maybe that was a little bad-mannered of me. Alright, well, what do we want versus them? We know we want this. We know we want these. We know we want these. Think we want these. I'm not positive about these or these. So these are maybes. What don't I want? Don't think I want an Assassin's Trophy. It lets them get to their red mana. I don't think these just random X2s are very good. I don't think these Carnage Tyrants are very good. So where do we go from there? Am I supposed to sideboard out Llanowar Elves? Am I supposed to sideboard out some number of Vivians? Maybe all of the Vivians? Vivian's really buried on that game, but how often does the games come out like that? I think I just want to be a lean, mean Vivian machine. I don't think I want these. I think I'm just going to bring in the extra one of these. I don't really want it either. Still have a high density of creatures, 26. Most of them survive Golden Demise. Can't keep this, no green mana. Obviously the hand looks amazing if we had green. Alright, we'll keep this. I need that, but I don't have a second black, so I guess I'm just going to put it on the bottom. Hey, second black. How you doing, fam? Weird, they didn't have another 2-drop. Or another 1-drop. Or a 2-drop. So you just have a bunch of histories and stuff then? Oh. I guess that card's fine. I definitely want this card. Especially if they're playing this slow of a draw. Obviously not blocking. Am attacking though. Will trade if given the opportunity. It's fine. Pretty easy trade. Play the one they've saw. We still have to worry about heroic intervention, especially multiple of them. That's a good one. Um, Guess I'll trade the Branch Walker for half a card if given the chance. Tapping 4. Just a Conclave. Alright, we need a creature. It's just the 8th land and 14 cards. We're getting art outcarded by White Weenie, but then again, we have drawn literally doubled our land. Literally more than doubled our land. Alright, well, we need a finality or something. Because we know they have a bunch of, like, this type of card in their hand. That could be game. It's going to be very hard for us to come back, especially now that we've drawn the 10th land. 10 lands, 6 spells. Generally not good enough. Eleven land. Definitely not good enough. So what do we want to do now? I kind of want to put Carnage back in. That has to be wrong, though. Yeah, I'm just going to run it back. The trick of the match is drawing Wildgrowth Walkers and them not having the quick enough answer. I mean, I could. I'm not sure. Pretty happy to make this trade if he'll let me. I'll play this and attempt to block. It's kind of weird. I would offer you to trade and you didn't take it, then you offer me the exact same trade. Alright, well, this isn't the type of hand that's going to win this match. Not the type of hand at all that wins this match. We didn't draw a Wildgrowth. I actually just thought he would block and he didn't. You know, that got me pretty good. I really expected him to block. I guess we just can't win. Again, we're kind of getting flooded here. We drew 6 lands, 6 spells, but 2 of our lands were Llanowar Elves, which is one of the reasons we don't like Llanowar Elves in matches like this. They still have 3 cards in their hand, which means every one of them is like some kind of enchantment or heroic intervention. Well, I don't actually think that, now, I agree 100% with you. Wild Growth Walker is our most important card, but we can't really slow down and be controlly either. Like, none of our control plans actually work. Like, we just have to hit some of our 5 sweepers, basically. But we're drawing. This is the second game. Last game we drew like more than doubled our lands. This game we've drawn half of our draw steps as lands. Oh, that's stupid. I didn't see this attacking. It wasn't, in my eyes, it wasn't moved forward. I'm an idiot. So, like, we've drawn more lands than spells for the second game in a row, and then 3 of our spells have been dead Llanowar Elves. I mean, we do have 5 sweepers. Just not drawing them. Make him pay another 4 life. Don't mind trading our creatures off because, like you just said, our answer or our outs at this point are drawing literal sweepers. So if our only outs are drawing literal sweepers, then like clearing the board every chance we get's fine. Problem is, both of these are still enchantments, so this thing's not going to be able to block. They could be heroic reinforcements as well, but I assume one of them at least is an enchantment. We can still win this game, probably, if we draw a fine finality. Probably can if we don't. Alright, well, we're dead on board. We just drew too many lands. And didn't draw a sweeper in either game 2 or 3. Kind of a salty way to lose. I think this match is very favorable for us too, but you don't beat anything with the type of draws we just got. It doesn't bother me a whole lot. Like, it's like a pretty bad card that like turns off a bunch of our cards. But we do have, we had 3 contempts, 2 cast downs in our deck, and 3 finalities, and so like we have a bunch of answers for it. We're not just dead to it. Maybe I'm supposed to leave something in that can close a game, like a Carnage Tyrant. I don't really think the Vivians are the answer, because they're too hard to protect and they often just get one trigger, and like casting a Vivian to tick up to get something to play on the following turn's not that good. It doesn't always get a relevant enchantment, and they don't play a whole lot of flyers. But maybe I'm supposed to leave Carnage Tyrant in. Maybe I'm just supposed to bring Thrashing Brontodon in because it's a 3/4 and it can block. The Llanowar Elves were like super bad. Like if these 3 spells, we drew 3 Llanowar Elves that game. Like say they were 2 Brontodons and another Death Gorge Scavenger, or like 2 Brontodons and a Carnage Tyrant. Like we probably win that game. So maybe it's just the Llanowar Elves. Maybe I'm supposed to take out the Llanowar Elves. Curious what Ginger does. I've not been able to win that match from the White Weenie side. I'm literally 0 and X on the White Weenie side, and now I'm losing on the Black Green side too. So that tends to make me think it's the player, and I'm just bad. And we have no green mana. Wonderful. This hand's keepable. It's not nearly as good as the other hand. Would have loved one of those swamps to have been a dude or a creature. 3-0 opponent. All of these matches are just really bad in my opinion for us. Especially when we've mulliganed. Just get buried way too easily. Anything that's not a land definitely goes to the graveyard here. If we don't hit land 3, the game's over. Would be kind of tilting to like flood out 2 games in a row and then just miss land drops and lose a 3rd game. It's kind of what I was saying yesterday on stream. I don't understand how people in GPs and stuff like that consistently go 13-2 or better, consistently go 11-4. Because I nonstop get matches like this to where I don't feel like there's anything I can do to change this game. We just did not draw lands. What do you do? Or you draw 1,000 lands. It's been literally 3 games in a row. I mean, it happens all the time to me. I don't understand how people are that consistent. I don't want to be one of those people, but like at this point in Magic, you know, I've played 20 some years, and sure, I lose games to play mistakes as well, but I lose just so many games like this to where I can't do, like I have no control over this. Like I'm not going to win this game unless he draws very poorly. Wish I could Assassin's Trophy my own creature, kind of like Path of Exile, because like you know that there's a good chance he's going to use a removal either at the end of this turn or like next turn. Fortunately, it says opponent. Well, I agree with you, Grand Arbiter. And that's what I'm saying. I don't understand how the same people are constantly consistent. Because the game does have built-in variance. I'm not complaining about the built-in variance. I'm saying I don't understand how other people don't have the same issues. I'm not even complaining, really. I'm just making a comment. It is what it is. I don't know. I mean, you'll see, like I said, you see the same person 11-4 events or whatever nonstop. I don't even care about that. I just want him to not have an untapped land. My kingdom for him not having an untapped land. Like, don't have a land or have a guild gate, please. One time. They'll probably have a Sinister Sabotage or something, so, like, even if they don't have it, like, I doubt this. First, I doubt I'm going to draw the land. Second, I doubt the Chupacabra resolves if I do draw the land. Never mind. He's got 7 lands. That's a game. We cannot win now. Yeah, but what does reading the meta have to do with anything? Or I'm talking about you not getting able to play Magic because you draw too many lands or too few lands. Or like you just don't draw spells. I don't think so. Like, take for example last round. I'm pretty sure that's a 70-30 match. Didn't come close to winning. I'm pretty sure I can concede here. Or this game, you know, we're on what? What is this, like turn 9 or something? Turn 8. Or the last game from last night's stream, we didn't get our, what, third land till turn 9? We're just gonna move on to the next game. This game's over. That's 3 games in a row that I don't think Owen Turnwald could have won. And all based on lands. We're gonna bring these in. I guess I want to bring these in. They have Doom Whisper, they have Dream Eater, and they have Nicobolus. Am I supposed to bring this in just to kill the one thing? Probably not. I don't know how to sideboard this match. Just don't like Llanowar Worlds. I think Llanowar Worlds are a bad Magic card in this current meta. Oh no, I get lucky a lot too. I'm not saying that. Again, I'm not complaining about variance. I understand there's variance in Magic. I'm going to get unlucky sometimes. I'm going to get lucky sometimes. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm asking, how come it seems like certain people never get unlucky? I'm not complaining about, they do play Azcanta. I'm not complaining about getting unlucky. I'm not complaining about, or not saying that I don't get lucky. I'm making the general comment, I don't understand how it feels like some people never get unlucky. Like, that they're so beyond consistent, is the comment I'm making. Yeah, Azcanta's pretty overpowered. I really just don't know how to sideboard this match, though. I don't think I ever want this Assassin's Trophy. I probably do want cast downs that actually kills all of their creatures. And this is definitely Ginger's list that I'm trying. Maybe I just don't want duress. They don't play a lot of counter spells. They don't play a lot of spells, do they? Sorry, a lot of non-removal spells. Just don't know what to sideboard out here. I'm going to take this out at random. Alright, I've changed my mind. I want these back and I want the Wild Growth Walkers gone. Alright, I give up. Maybe I should have paid $5 for Ginger's sideboard guide before we played this list. Alright, we'll keep. Hand's pretty medium, but whatever. I figured the Vivians were really good in this match because, like, all of his threats have flying. I'm not going to cast a duress on one. No, I'm an elf. Hey, Monsu Blue, I've not saw you in forever, man. And thanks for the follow, Jackie. We'll cast it now, though, just to see if we can get a Fault Erasure. Alright, well. That sucks. Oh, he definitely does not respect Grixis as a deck. I don't either, by the way. He's not alone in that. I also think Grixis is a pretty poor deck. Like, how do you cast your spells? I think that's his most common statement, and I concur. But again, this is the 4th game in a row now where we're not actually casting our spells. So that's always fun. And at this point, we just lose. Unless we get pretty fortunate. I did take out the 1/3s. I guess you're the least important one. Because all I want at this point is lands. The 2 Carnage Timers can just run away with the game, potentially. Don't want you. No, we definitely have a chance. We're not dead. I'm not trying to say we're dead. Just saying at this point we had to get rather lucky, because when I made that comment, we were on 4 lands without even having a second green. And most of them do play Reborn, you are right. But no, for anybody who thought I was complaining about luck earlier, I wasn't complaining about luck. I understand that I'm playing a game of variance. Like, you sign up for that when you play Magic. Wasn't complaining about luck at all. I was making the correlation that it seems like some people never have poor luck, and that it's odd to me. Wasn't commenting per se about luck whatsoever, though. And maybe it just seems that way. Like, you see a small sampling of their games, right? GG, how was the Tard card? Hey, is this the first time we've drawn Carnage Tyrant tonight? They were very good. Kind of want the other dress on the draw. I'm not a fan of Grixis, but I wouldn't say it's shit. Like, I think it's very reasonable. I really want to take out a land, but I'm not ballsy enough to take out a land, I don't think. Should have took out Finebroker versus White Weenie now that I think about it. Brontodon's just better than Finebroker. You think 4 Brontodons seem like a lot? They have Nicobolus, they have Dream Whisperer. I guess 4 could be a lot. That's what I'll cut then. They have Blood Operative. I actually think they're pretty good. I don't understand why they don't get more play. They're not weak to Weenie, and you'd think they're reasonable versus Control. Like, the only thing they're really weak versus is Black-Green. This hand's a keep. Especially if I'm on the mulligan. I think the blue-black decks, I don't understand why they don't get more play. They're better than the amount of play they get. Anything with Niv Mizzet's good, man. Like, you can sign me up for some Niv. What is our least useful card right now? I don't want to say the Finality. It's actually probably just Forest, but I'm not ballsy enough to discard a Forest. I feel like Ginger would discard a Forest, but I'm too paranoid about lands. Should have brought in the Cast Downs Outer now that I think about it. Heck, they're only really good versus Dream Whisper and oh, guess they're good versus that too. Do we get a black mana? We do not get a black mana. Certainly didn't expect them to have that card in their deck versus me. Like, even if that card's playable, which I believe it is, I'm pretty sure it's bad in this match. And I think the two flyers are the only thing that they have, like Dream Eater and Doom Whisperer. Like, obviously you can kill a Blood Operative, but like, do you ever want to kill a Blood Operative? We have our Carnage Tyrants in our hand. So we don't care about you, Thief of Sanity. We quite literally only care about drawing 2 lands. You bastards. They kind of did. They dumped 2 lands in our graveyard. Well, that's pretty easy. You have to sacrifice this one. Land? You're not a land. Rip. Alright, well, this game's over. Let's say this is, 5 games in a row now where we've not really been able to cast our spells. We just got lucky to steal one of them because he had no spells. Oh no, it's definitely over at this point. We have no out. They're drawing multiple cards a turn. They have multiple cards in their hand. The Vivian will not resolve even if we get a land. And next game. They sideboard in Disdainful Strokes and they still have all their Sinister Sabotages. Yeah. Well, it looks like we started off 2-0 and up a game, and now we're playing to hopefully get a pity chest. I can just never cash with black-green. It's like a curse. We are cursed to never make money with this deck. Gotta have some answer for Eldest Reborn. Like, Eldest Reborn can just kill you. But the difference between Brontodon and Reclamation Sage is Brontodon's the 4 toughness on Brontodon's relevant versus all of the aggro decks. So like it double dips versus like all the red decks, all the white weenie decks. So you get like an additional extra sideboard card slot like that. While the card is obviously a little bit worse versus cards like Eldest Reborn and Search for Azcanta and stuff like that, it feels like there's more aggro decks than those cards in the format. I definitely don't like green-black. I do not think green-black's particularly strong. I think the only time the green-black decks seem strong is when you get like... Well, first of all, I think they're good versus aggro, so I want to say that. But beyond that, I feel like it's matches where like you land War Elf into a Karn or a Veraska or something. But the problem is, Karn and Veraska are like kind of bad magic cards in the deck, and they're only good when you land War Elf or like Druid them out on turn 3. So like, while I don't think Karn's a great magic card, anytime you're playing it on turn 3, it's wonderful. Same thing with Little Veraska. I don't think I even want Land War Elves in this build of the deck. If I don't have relevant things that I want to play on turn 3, I don't think I want to play Land War Elves just to try to cast these on turn 2 or to play like double 2-drop on turn 4. I think that's something that Autumn Lily mentioned after the Grand Prix. I think it was a Grand Prix. Something. What did she play? I don't remember. Yeah, the Grand Prix. I don't know if she's changed her opinion on that at this point, but like I agreed with it pretty heavily at the time. And based on obviously this very small sampling of matches, I still feel like that's pretty relevant. There's like a bunch of decks that can kill turn 1 Land War Elf as well. Well, like I said, any Planeswalker that comes out on turn 3 with a high loyalty can do some work. Well, that's kind of cool. We get to resolve the Jade Light Ranger now. But like, is the Jade Light Ranger even considerably better than playing a Branchwalker on this turn? Like, I'm not sure. Honestly, Alpha, I'm not 100% sure. I would either play a Steam Vent deck or an Adonto deck, and I've not done any serious testing, so I don't know which one I would quote-unquote pick. I've had better results on a personal level playing Adonto decks, but like I said, I've not put a lot of work into either of the good Steam Vent decks. But I saw, like, say I was going to the PT tomorrow and hadn't done any work, obviously I would have done a lot of work if I was qualified. But if I hadn't done any work at all, I would literally probably just flip a coin and either pick Boros Angels or a Steam Vent deck. And then if like Steam Vent come up, I'd probably flip a coin between Jeskai and Drakes. Yeah, the 8-0 list was pretty good. The problem with the 8-0 list is I actually think all of those white weenie decks are terrible versus black-green. And I expect in a Pro Tour type scenario that there's going to be a higher number of black-green decks than in normal like fields. Like if you notice those like weenie decks beat up on the Drake decks, and the Drake decks were all that was played on Moto really last week. But at the Pro Tour, like so many of them are just gravitate towards mid-range decks that you just in general expect there to be more of them. Well, I in general expect there to be more of them. Red Black Burn's not bad. It's good versus Black Green, for sure. I actually think I think Rakdos is favored versus Black Green. I'm pretty sure I just bash again. Yeah, but they have sweepers. Sweepers is the big difference. Like they're picking up extra sweepers post board. Like you can have all of those things if I just cast a sweeper and can win the game at some point. Again, we're at another game where at the moment we still can't cast our spells. Though we have to say we've had a good draw. Like both of those White Weenie games I lost, if we'd drawn one of our 5 sweepers at any point, I feel like we would have won. There's such a good chance that he has Settled Wreckage. But if he has Settled Wreckage, I probably win anyway, don't I? I've not saw a Blue-White Heroic list that I've liked yet. Somebody linked me one once on YouTube, and I kind of lost the link. I don't remember who it was. I don't know if I played a Rakdos list anytime soon. I do have one video up on YouTube with it, though, already. I might play it. We'll have to see what happens at the Pro Tour. I'm pretty sure I'm going to attack with all, because even if they have Settled Wreckage, I feel like we win any game where we get lands at this point. I feel like there's a pretty good odds that he has Settled Wreckage, because if he didn't have Settled Wreckage, he would have main phased, used a Gateway, and looked for a Clarion. And because he would have main phased, looked for a Clarion, like, I feel like this was like kind of telegraphed. But like, I don't know that it's bad for me. Like, I expect it to get settled there. I'm just not sure that I care that I got settled. That's what I was thinking about. Like, how much did I care if I got settled was what I was thinking about. And I think that's none. I don't think I care any if I get settled. There's an argument that I should have just played Carnage Tyrant there and not cared. The Gateway's nowhere near flipping. And I kind of would rather hit a... I'd rather save it to hit another Teferi. I don't think this card's going to kill us, especially when we have Vivian in play. Or Vivian in hand. But the cards that I am worried about would be like another Teferi. So like right here, again, he's not looking for a Clarion. So I can expect to get settled this turn. Well, I can expect that he has settle. That doesn't necessarily mean he'll play settle. Now he's going to look for a Cleansing Nova. But like, I still expect him to have a set on his hand. Oh. Well, okay, they didn't have settle. I'm just wrong. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. I might need to talk to Sean Corp and change that, because I think this is technically a sponsorship and not a donator or a donation. So I need to actually talk to Sean about that. I might need to change this back to JJ. I'm not 100% sure. Alright, well, they have gateways, so I think that's already a good enough reason to bring that in. They have sweepers, so it's a good enough reason to bring that in. Still can't beat the Tard card. I generally always sideboard out Llanowar Elves in control matches, though I don't know if that's right. They have access to Crackling Drake and Niv Mizzet and Teferi, so I think I want some number of contempts, but I don't know if I want all 4 of them. And Wildgrowth Walker is a card that survives Deafening Clarion, so I think I want it as well. So what do I want to take out? It's easy to find cards that I want to bring in. So what do I want to take out? Chupacabra is not great because of, but they do have some number of Niv Mizzets. They do have some number of Crackling Drakes technically tick. Usually they could sideboard in Lyra. There's the Ely Cassis build even had like a Voice of Plenty in the sideboard. So like a lot of them run a lot of post-board creatures. But like Drake, Niv Mizzet are at least common. I think I want the 4th Contempt then. I think I want it more than I want the Assassin's Trophy. The Assassin's Trophy better uses mana. Yeah, Assassin's Trophy better uses mana. We don't even have 4 Duress. Must be an older build. Oh, he leaves in 2 elves. That's interesting. He was talking about that on his stream, toying with leaving in some number of elves. Didn't quite hear his reasoning, but he was talking about that once on his stream. We're up to 34 people's watching me. Have a mini pizza in the fridge. Ooh. That needs to get cooked. So we gotta crush this guy quick. Yeah, and or girl, sorry. Need to crush this opponent quick. Also, the house cleaner's here, and I'm not taking through my dirty dishes yet. Yes, I live with my grandparents, therefore we have a house cleaner. It is my cousin. Because I don't do any work whatsoever. They're lucky I'm gonna take my dishes through. I got my Tosquito dishes right beside me. Because that's what we had for breakfast. That's right. The 6 a.m. Tosquitos. That's how you get to be 400 pounds, like old Sears this year. Definitely don't have a mansion. I'm poor white trash. No? Grand Arbiter? That would defeat the purpose of not moving out of the home. One does not simply get up and do their own dishes when they live with their parents. Or grandparents. No. No, I'm Gucci. No. It looks like they're missing a land drop. Unless they hit one. They did in fact miss one. I think I want to play this then. It's like kind of worse mana wise, but it's better versus a Deafening Clarion. They shocked and then played that. Trixie opponent. I kind of want to attack in the settle. I think he would settle for just a Reaper though. I was kind of hoping he would settle to Reaper so we could play the Vivian without worry. At least get to draw 3 cards vs Clarion. I thought he would have done it for just a Reaper. I didn't think I had to put both in combat. I thought the Reaper was good enough. Hey Ace, what's up? Like he purposely shocked the steam vents, so like I thought he was representing that he either had settle or maybe had like a sinister sabotage plus an activation. Uh, I didn't really think a whole lot about Chemister's Insight. Maybe I should have. How satisfied are you with your Pro Tour deck? Obviously, give no details away. Not that anybody watches me is going to be at the Pro Tour other than you, but are you pretty comfortable with it? Are you playing like the team deck or are you playing like your own thing? Again, don't give any actual details. Just I think you can say whether you're happy though. I think you can say whether you're playing a team deck. And we cashed every league we played Elf Ball. Every league that we played Elf Ball, we cashed. Alright, so you are playing a team deck. Did you guys work with a different team, or were you guys basically on your own? Oh, your sponsors team was playing a different decks. Interesting. Oh, so you're saying you're testing teams on the same deck, but you're like, okay, gotcha. Well, if you broke it, I expect you to send me a private message so I know what cards to spec on. Either way, I hope you do well. When's your flight leave? Shouldn't you be in the air or something? There's no reason to attack with a mall, is there? Oh, you're already in Atlanta. Gotcha. I don't know why I keep not attacking with this one Wildgrove Walker. Now, since we see this, I kind of just want to jam this. This is probably the worst time for me to. Also, should have played my land beforehand. I feel like I got wrecked this game. Can go Gary it back, I guess. It's okay. We're going to draw duress and get him. Binding. Alright, I give up. I've never drawn it yet. I sideboarded it in versus White Weenie, but I've just never drawn it yet. You can't make me attack with that Wildgrove Walker. This guy's a pacifist. Weird champions. We have a Vivian that's probably never resolving. This Vivian has to resolve at some point. I don't like Assassin's Trophy. If you guys noticed, I basically just refused to cast them. Oh, he had a Deafening Clarion the entire time. Cleansing Nova plus Negate? Womp womp. I might take this Vivian up. No, there's no way I can take the Vivian up with that out. Should I probably can and then just Assassin's Trophy it? So what ways do we lose this game? If we take it down, we can lose to Expanse pretty easily. I'm definitely not attacking y'all. You could play Ritual of Smoot if you're that worried about Tecatli. Guess I'll leave the Reaper back now. Seems like he's had this settle for a lot of turns, but maybe I'm just wrong. I thought about leaving a Walker back too. I just feel like him having extra expanses, extra of these is like so brutal right now. I think he has to kill this because of Carnage Tyrant. If I'd left an expanse back, I would have had access to this. There's a Star of Extinction. Oh, look, our opponent has everything. I mean, obviously we knew he was going to have a lot of good cards. If he bindings, we might be able to get him into Assassin's Trophy. And if he doesn't binding, we get to draw a card. My Kingdom for a Walking Ballista. Ooh. There's a chance that that does it. So we know every card in their hand now because they played a Plains instead of the island we've saw. So we know this Assassin's Trophy resolves. So basically they're trying to draw Shock now. Sorry, Shock or Lightning Strike. How would Finality have been lethal? It puts 2 counters on and gives -4/-4, so our guy would become a 5/4 and then died. Yeah, it's symmetrical. It hits our creatures as well. Hey, we did it. We cashed. We did it! We finally cast an Assassin's Trophy and we won a game. Woo! We are the champions, my friends. I can understand that. He wanted to cast the Chemist's Insight too. Man, we got 43 people watching, but my power's going out in 7 minutes, so I can't stream anymore. I would actually continue to stream today. I'm in a pretty good mood. I've done all of my work already for today. I got up and did everything before the power goes off. But unfortunately, fortunately I don't even have the option today. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and host Jim, and I'm going to go try to warm my pizza up. They're replacing some power pose. So from 10 to 10:45 and from 2 to 2:45 today, our power is going to be out. We're just doing general maintenance. No, it's not anything like that. It's just two 45-minute periods today. Well, they said 30 minutes, but they're always a little off. Where they're fixing some power poles. We've had some bad storms recently, and we live in a very wooded area, and they've not been replaced in forever. Anyway, I gotta stop babbling. I'm gonna host this guy, and I'm gonna go warm my pizza up before it's too late to warm my pizza up. Take care, everybody, and thanks for stopping by.